Have you ever had that tight pull in your chest when a voice on the other end treats you like a number, not a person, and you wonder if anyone in charge even cares? Before we start, please press the like button as a good gesture. I know you are a good person. And drop a comment with the place you are watching from. Your city, your state, your country. It helps us see our global family. Now tell me, what would you do if you heard the truth by accident? Because this story is for you. Yes, you, the one who wants fairness, the one who knows what it feels like to work late and be unseen. Undercover CEO drives for his own delivery app, and he stops cold when he hears a dispatcher. And from that second, nothing is the same. Let's dive to see. Nolan Cross tied the old cap low on his brow and signed in as driver 0929. No suit, no title, just a worn jacket, a scuffed phone mount, and a small car that hummed like it had secrets of its own. He had built the app with hope, quick pay, real help, honest routes. But lately the numbers looked strange, and driver messages felt cold. Complaints dropped off, which sounded good, but silence can be a trick. Pain sometimes goes quiet when people give up. He slid into the first run of the night. A grocery drop, 20 minutes out. The map drew thin lines through long blocks. Streetlights flickered. The night felt heavy but steady. Nolan breathed slow and clear. 1 mile, then the next. The app spoke in the gentle guide voice he had picked years ago. He remembered why he started. Make work smoother, make night safer, keep promises. Simple words, heavy meaning. Then the dispatch channel cracked open. A voice not meant for drivers. All units, no change. Sector 5 is on hold. If they call, mark idle. Do not escalate. Save credit at all costs. The voice was firm, cool, almost tired. And then a name. Tessa logged the drop rate trial for the midnight cohort. Nolan's foot eased off the gas, his hands cold on the wheel. Tessa. He knew that voice. She had started as support, kind and fast, a person who sent help first and asked forms later. She quit last spring, said she needed space. Now she sounded like a wall. Static hiss, then a soft voice, a driver. Dispatch, this is Kayla, flat tire by Dock Street. I need roadside help, please. The dispatch reply hit like ice. Mark idle, not active. Do not send help. Keep timer running. A second voice, low and rough, cut across the line. Make sure her base pay drops. Push silent update. Use tag blue. Nolan pulled to the curb. Hazards blinking. He stared through the windshield, chest tight, eyes sharp. The night pressed close. He listened. He knew what those words meant. Cut pay while a driver waits alone in the dark. Call it a test. Hide the cost. Numbers smile. People break. He breathed steady, but his jaw set hard. Tell me, what would you do in his place? Would you drive on, or would you stop and dig? Comment your answer, and tell us where you are watching from. I want to read it all. Hit like if your heart is saying this matters, because you are a good person and this story is yours. Nolan message report like any other driver. 0929 here. Kayla is stranded near Dock Street. She needs help now. Silence, then a clip reply. Keep moving, 0929. Do not interfere. He felt a sting of anger. He swallowed it, chose action. He turned off the next ping and rolled toward Dock Street. He found Kayla by the curb, hazard lights blinking into the damp air. Early 30s, hair tied back, phone in hand, hand shaking. Thank you. I didn't think anyone would come, she said, voice soft and worn. He showed her how to lift the car, how to loosen a stubborn lug nut. Calm steps, careful words. When it was done, Kayla thanked him again. I have a kid asleep at home. I just needed 2 more runs. That voice said I was idle, like I did something wrong. I felt small. Stay safe, Nolan said, gentle and clear. He wanted to tell her who he was, but the truth needed proof, not just names. At the gas stop 2 blocks over, a driver in a gray hoodie nodded at Nolan. You knew, he asked. Name's Silas. Nolan said yes, knew enough. Silas lowered his voice. Watch Sector 5 after midnight. They call it growth, but it's a trap. They push long runs and mark us late, even when the kitchen is slow. Complain, and you vanish from the board for a week. No one says it out loud, but everyone knows. He glanced toward the dark road. And the dispatcher, that voice she used to help, now she reads lines like she's being watched. The app pinged again. Stacked orders, tight deadlines, a push into Sector 5. Nolan accepted one, then another. The map nudged him under a long underpass that smelled like wet stone. The hum of tires on old concrete filled the car. The dispatch channel woke again. Red flag driver 0929. Track all moves. Another voice whispered. He sounded like him. A pause. Let him run. We will know soon. Cold air slid under Nolan's skin. He glanced in the mirror. A dark sedan floated 2 cars back. Never close. Never far. He reached an old apartment tower with a broken elevator. A customer named Brooke met him in the dim hall. I used to drive for your app, she said, voice faint. They tagged me unreliable after I waited for a cook who burned a batch. Lost a week's pay. No one listened. I cried into a towel that night, so my kid wouldn't hear. That was the last shift. She took the bag, eyes soft with thanks, and grief that had not healed yet. On the next stop, Nolan pulled over and opened a page of the app most drivers never see. He tried an old admin code, finger steady, and the hidden panel opened. Night control, delay support, soft lock payout. Toggles in quiet rows, some switched on. He felt his chest sink. He had built the bones years ago. Plain tools for fair routing. Someone had twisted them into knives. The names in the change log told a story. G. Ward, approval stack, midnight trials. The dispatch voice cut in again, tight and low. Close the Kayla ticket, marked driver error. Nolan's hands clenched on the wheel. He knew Tessa's voice. It had kindness buried under orders. Orders crush people, but kindness tries to breathe through. Do you think he should reveal who he is right now, or wait and catch it all? Say what your gut says, and tell us your city. It helps to see our reach together. Tap like if you want him to keep going. You are a good person, and this story is for you. Nolan turned the car and headed for the old call center near the stadium, where dispatch sometimes ran late at night. The dark sedan shadowed him down side streets and quiet lots. He parked a block away and walked, steps light, breath calm. A guard in the lobby glanced up, then down. The elevator hummed to the top floor. The hall smelled like dust and coffee gone cold. Through a glass wall, he saw a cluster of desks and a glow of screens, lines of routes sliding by like small rivers. Tessa sat with a headset on, hair pulled back, eyes striped red from long hours. She read a script into the mic. If driver asks for help, advise him continue. Do not confirm fault. Do not promise credit. She paused, throat tight. She placed the headset down gently, as if noise might break something inside her. Nolan pushed the door. It swung open with a slow click. Tessa looked up, saw him, and went still. Her mouth parted in a whisper. Nolan, a tall man, stood from the desk behind her, eyes sharp, tie loose. Glen Ward, operations. You should have called ahead, Glen said, voice smooth. I wanted to hear the truth with my own ears, Nolan said. He kept his voice level. The room went quiet, like a stage right before the line. That changes the play. Glen smiled without warmth. We are saving the company. Support is a cost. Every credit we do not pay is money we can invest. If drivers hang up, that means the fix worked. Fewer complaints looks good, doesn't it? He spread his hands like it was all logic and clean math. You hired me to grow. Growth is not pretty, but it works. Tessa stared at the desk. I did not want this, she said. I sent help until the system started closing the tickets on its own. He made scripts. He said read the lines or lose the job. I felt like I was pushing people off a small cliff and telling them to fly. Her voice shook, but stayed clear. Nolan stepped closer. Tone calm, word precise. Show me the scripts. Show me the tags. Show me what you've been told to hide. Tessa pulled open a drawer and placed in printouts on the desk. Lines of small rules, soften blame, delay credit, move the driver, never admit fault. On a separate page, a list of night trials ran down like a quiet cut. Drop rate gain. Hidden hold. Blue tag. Nolan pressed the intercom button and opened the all-driver channel. "This is dispatch," he said, voice steady but loud enough to reach the night. "If you have been marked idle while waiting for help, reply with your city and what happened." The room screens lit up. Messages flooded in. Ridge Park, Northview, South Harbor, 100 small notes. Payne written plain. One said, "I sat with a locked gate for 30 minutes. Got paid less than gas." Another said, "I waited for a storm to pass because you told me to. Then you called me late." The dark sedan in the lot idled and then drove off fast, tires whispering over wet pavement. The people who hid in shadows do not like bright rooms. Glenn reached for the console switch. "We cannot let this go out," he said, voice sharp now. "It is a glitch that gets fixed by morning." Tessa held his wrist firm. "No more," she said. Her voice had weight now. "No more hiding." Nolan hit record on his phone. "Glenn," he said, "explain blue tag." Glenn's jaw locked. "It is a test," he said. "We test drivers to see who is worth keeping." Tessa shook her head. "It is not a test, it is a cut." A soft ping rang. Kayla again, voice small and careful. "Dispatch. I got the tire done. Someone help me, but I lost the last 2 runs. I cannot make rent if tonight ends like this." The room froze. Nolan leaned to Mike. "Kayla, help is coming. The system is wrong. We are fixing it now." His words were simple, honest, each one clear. "Tell me, right now in the comments, what would you say to Kayla if she was your friend? And tell us your city too. Our community is real. Like if you stand with her. Because you are a good person and this story is yours." Nolan ordered immediate credit to Kayla's account. Not tomorrow, now. He told Tessa to switch off delay support. She moved the toggle with a steady hand. He told the floor team to open all locked help tickets from the past week. Screens glowed with old pain coming back to life for a fix. Drivers wrote thanks, fear, relief, all at once. "I thought no one saw me." One message said, "Pain speaks in small voices. Thank you for hearing mine." Glenn stood in the doorway, face tight. "You are going to regret this," he said. "The board wants numbers. If you push this truth, they will push you out." Nolan looked at him and did not blink. "Then they can have my chair. I am done with harm hidden under tidy slides. People are not lines on a chart." He walked Tessa to the quiet room down the hall. She leaned on the table, breathing slow. "I used to love this job," she said. "Drivers would thank me for staying late. I kept a list of names, people I helped in my phone. Tonight, I almost deleted it. I thought the fight was over." Nolan spoke with care. "The fight is not over. It just began again." He asked her to help lead a new team, real support, fast action, honest notes, and fair pay. She nodded, eyes bright with tired hope. He sent a message to every driver, a clear vow in simple words. No more hidden tags. Real-time pay shown in full. Support that sends help first. Safety over speed. If we fail, we fix it. No excuses. He knew the board would call him at dawn. He knew someone would tell him to stand down. He also knew the night had given him a gift. Truth with proof, and a room full of voices that did not bend. As the clock slid past 3, Nolan stepped back into the cool air. The city was not loud, but not silent. A delivery bike rolled by. A bus sighed to a stop. A stray dog trotted across a short stretch of light. His phone buzzed with driver replies. "Thanks, fear, plans, hope." Silas texted. "Heard the broadcast. Thought I was alone. Not anymore." Brooke wrote, "I might drive again if this keeps true. Where there's care, there's a way." Kayla wrote, "Rent will be okay this month, not because of luck, but because someone finally listened." Tell me where you're watching from, and what part of this hit your heart. Write it down and press like if you believe a company should listen first and count second. You are a good person, and this story is for you. Morning came with hard meetings. Nolan faced the board. Some eyes were cold. Some were open. He laid down the printouts, the recordings, the names. He spoke about nights alone on dark streets, about voices that break when no one believes them, about small kindness that saves a shift and sometimes saves a life. "We built this to help," he said. Help is a product. If we trade help for a bigger graph, we lose more than money ever buys. Some board members argued. Others stayed quiet. Not every question had an answer. Not every hand turned his way. But Nolan was not alone anymore. Outside those walls, drivers stood up in the chat, in groups, in honest words. Truth had spread, and once truth breathes, it does not go back to sleep. In the weeks that followed, blue tag died. Delay support died. Night trials that punish people ended. A driver advisory group rose. Kayla joined. Silas joined. Brooke returned for daytime shifts and spoke for parents who drive between naps and school runs. Tessa rebuilt the help team with real power to fix, not just say sorry. Some numbers dipped at first. Then something better grew. Trust. And when trust grows, steady work grows with it. No one promised the road would be easy. There were more fights and gray days and calls that hurt to hear. But a line held true. Courage is not a speech. It is a step. Nolan took the steps. Tessa took them. Drivers took them. And the night, while still dark, did not feel so cold if you stayed with this story. Thank you. Your heart matters. Comment where you are watching from. Tell me one change you want leaders to make today, and press like so this message travels. You are a good person, and your voice is part of this.